Welcome as the Fargo Force and the USHL with the Phase 1, Phase 2 USHL draft. It's a busy but exciting time for all the teams in the league. And Phase 1, which is quote unquote the futures draft, if you will, taking place on Wednesday night as the general manager of the Force, Cary Eades, joins us. And, it just kind of never ends. You get through a playoff run. It's an exciting time. You focus on the present. Now you're looking ahead to the future here, and you started last night.
Yeah, actually it started about a year ago, but yeah, going in a lot of different directions, and everyone's running on fumes here. It was a nice problem to have, being able to be Western Division champions and qualify for the Clark Cup finals, and trying to conduct a draft and organize a draft and all the interviews and research you need to do and viewings, but we're getting through it, and we're really excited how our Phase 1 draft turned out last night.
Yeah, really, you kind of started even last week a little bit with tendering Matt Mania and Tanner Wallos. So those essentially were kind of like your first two picks. If you want to kind of start with those guys and just kind of talk about what you were looking for with the Phase 1 portion of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to reload your cupboards. We have a number of players moving on to college next year, very few veterans coming back. So we have some draft picks that are affiliates from previous years that are going to move up. We'll have some draft picks today in Phase 2, but we wanted to get a little bit younger, and we feel two real top players kind of dropped to us. Didn't get chosen to the national development team, and we feel that both of them can play in the league next year. Matt Mania is 6'2" right-handed defenseman that can skate like the wind. He played up this year at 16U, and his team, North Jersey Avalanche, won the national championship. And then Tanner Wallos is a real 200-foot player, combines, skill and grit, and he's strong enough. He came and skated with us for a week this season, so we're really aware of what he can bring on and off the ice. So that was our first two picks, so to speak, in the draft. We signed those players for next season. They're going to be playing with us as 16-year-olds, and we forgo our first and second round pick by signing those players.
You did make a trade prior to the Phase 1 draft with Sioux City. You pick up defenseman Mason Langenbrunner. If you follow high school hockey in Minnesota, it was part of that Eden Prairie team that won the state championship. Of course, his father played in the NHL for a number of years. You made that move yesterday as well. At least it was announced yesterday.
Yeah, we traded Grant Slukinski, forward from Warroad, was with us all year, and he, like many other players in our league, new younger players, struggled this year with so many players coming back from college and the different leagues. Our league was as deep and as old as it's ever been, so it was tough on him and a lot of young players. And he wanted a new start, and we were able to work that out for him to have a new start in Sioux City. We wish him well. Good kid, good family. And yet, getting Mason Langenbrunner was a key part of the deal for us. Right-handed defensemen are hard to find. We've been following him for years. We've liked his progression with Eden Prairie, another guy that won a championship and won the state title, the AA title. So, it's nice to bring in guys that have won at their previous places. We think it really gives them added incentive and added experience as we try to win a championship again here in Fargo.
You mentioned that it was an older league this year with maybe some guys coming back from college who didn't get a chance to play at the collegiate level. Do you feel maybe other teams in the league will maybe kind of try to go younger like you mentioned the Force are looking to do?
Well, I think the whole league's going to get younger. We probably have more 19-year-olds in our league this year than ever before. I know our team had more 19-year-olds than ever before. We have limitations of 4 20-year-olds on our team, so that didn't change this year. But then the transfer portal with the NCAA extending an extra year of eligibility for the players in the NCAA, that's all going to have a trickle effect, but not nearly the major effect that was last season. There was a lot of leagues that weren't playing, and in fact, colleges didn't play. We were the beneficiary of getting Ryan Seedham and Austin Wong from Harvard. And, there's a lot of players like that in our league. So things will get a little bit back more so to normal depending on how this transfer portal goes and how many players that thought they were going into college next year are actually staying another year.
Maybe compared to maybe this time last year when you were getting ready for the draft, Cary, how much did you get to watch with video of these guys? Did you get to see them play in person at all, or more than you did a year ago?
Definitely, we were able to see these players in person. I mean, our phase one guys, we saw a lot of them on a number of occasions. Basically, the youth hockey world in the United States was fairly normal, other than the California teams. Really didn't play a lot of hockey until after Christmas. Some of the Eastern programs, due to COVID, had shutdowns and lockdowns, but the majority of teams in youth hockey throughout the United States started in September and ended in May. We had a big showcase here in Fargo with teams from all over the country in October. And, a lot of precautions were put into place with COVID and everything, but definitely we were able to see a lot of players in person, where last year, as we know, everyone got the drop dead date and everything got shut down. So it was great to evaluate in person. Video is, useful, but there's nothing like scouting a player in person.
Well, the phase two portion is coming up next, and we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up tomorrow with the phase two guys that maybe a little bit older and looking to make an impact here next year. Cary, I appreciate it. And I know a busy time for you guys, but appreciate you carving out a few minutes.
Thank you very much.